So I talk a lot about hair products on this channel, from how to pick the right shampoo and conditioner, what regimens to follow based on your hair type, using heat tools properly, so on and so forth. But what I don't cover too often is that healthy hair actually starts from the inside out, right? If the hair growing from your roots is already weak and brittle, it's gonna be an uphill battle to grow strong, healthy hair as fast as genetically possible. So in this video, we're gonna cover all the things you need to do, from your diet to your lifestyle, to optimize hair growth so you can grow your hair faster, you can grow your hair healthier, and you can grow your hair stronger than ever. Let's go, baby! So one really important point to start with right out the gate is that if you can see your hair, that hair is already dead. So what does that mean? That means that your diet and lifestyle will have no impact on this hair that's already visible to the world. The only way to improve this hair is with the products you use and the regimen you follow and the heat tools you use. So that's why I cover that so much on this channel. I cover these topics so frequently, is because it's going to have the biggest impact on your current image. So the only place that hair is quote unquote alive is beneath your scalp, at the root, at the dermal papilla. And this is where the blood flows. This is where growth factors are activated in the hair follicle. This is where blood vessels are driving nutrients like proteins and amino acids and so forth to your roots. And it's where your hair starts its healthy hair growth cycle. And your diet and lifestyle does have a direct effect on the alive part of your hair, which is going to influence how strong or weak it starts off growing out. Now that that point has been covered, let's chat about the 3 areas that you can control in your life to maximize how healthy and fast your hair grows. And the first one I'm gonna cover is the most important one. That is your diet. So you want a diet rich in protein and micronutrients. The specific micronutrients you're looking for: vitamin A, C, D, E, all the B vitamins pretty much, zinc, iron, and protein. Now, if you eat animal protein, that is going to cover the majority of that, especially zinc, iron, and protein, as well as vitamin B12, which is typically harder to find in other diets. But vitamins A, C, and E you can get from vegetables like spinach, broccoli, bell peppers. Also, fish is a great source for vitamin D, as well as fatty acids, the omega-6 and 3 fatty acids. And if you're looking for a great source for zinc, oysters. Oysters are an amazing source of zinc. They're one of the highest. But let's say that you're vegan or vegetarian, or let's say that you're keto or paleo, or let's say you're like me and you're just always on the go and you can't always make a healthy meal. You know, what should you do in this case? Because let's be honest, do you have a perfect diet? Me neither. It's not always easy to cook something healthy for every single meal. And this is where I would actually recommend a supplement. Now, I don't say this lightly because I've actually bashed supplements in the past for 2 reasons. The first one is mainly the hair supplements. And that industry is so full of misinformation simply for its marketing tactics. Most of these brands will just shove biotin on the label like it's some magic pill that you can take to magically grow your hair faster. And it's just false, right? The limited evidence on biotin and hair growth is found in a study on women with a biotin deficiency, and supplementing biotin helped improve their hair thinning. And from that, like, biotin has become this magic ingredient in everything. And other than that study, there's really no evidence that increasing biotin in non-deficient people is going to do anything to improve your hair health. Anyways, I'm gonna get off my biotin high horse. It just frustrates me that that's all that these hair pills sell, is like 1,000% more than your recommended daily dosage of biotin. It's like, no. All you need is a really good multivitamin to fill your dietary holes. But that also leads to another issue I have with supplements, and what a lot of consumers don't know, and that is that supplement manufacturers don't need to provide safety, quality, purity, and efficacy like ratings of their products, because the FDA classifies them as food. So they can really slap any price on a nice looking pill bottle and sell it to us. And recently, in fact, the FDA reported that 776 popular dietary supplements were actually diluted with fillers, with additives, with coloring, even prescription medications. So how can you trust that the multivitamin you do buy is pure? The safest bet for you to do is to find a trusted brand and buy from them. And that is why I love today's sponsor, because they are 100% transparent about every ingredient, and that brand is Ritual. It's the only multivitamin that I've found that I'll take because this brand is obsessed with ingredient transparency. As a guy who appreciates the cosmetic science that goes into shampoos and conditioners and ingredients, when it comes to supplements, I really appreciate the transparency with ingredients just as much. So it's at the core of everything they do. In fact, you can trace their decision-making process behind each ingredient, from where they source their nutrients and why, to the environmental impact. You can trace that to the exact warehouse that they found the raw ingredient from, and they show this on a map on their website. That's why I love this transparency so much, because they're also really transparent about their packaging and their materials. They use like 100% recycled materials and all that stuff. It's made from plant fibers. They even use plant-based ink, which I didn't know that was a thing, but it is. Let's get to the why this vitamin is actually good. The vitamin that I take is the Essential for Men vitamin, which contains high quality nutrients. It contains vitamin A, vitamin D, omega-3, B12, and zinc. There's zero shady fillers or additives. The delayed release capsule, it's fine to take on an empty stomach. And there's a mint tab in here that keeps your pills fresh. You can get all 10 of these high quality nutrients that your body needs delivered straight to your door every month. There's no strings attached. There's no extra charges or hidden fees or anything. They also don't just offer vitamins. They have protein, and they recently launched a gut health pills, like a pre, pro, and postbiotic. It's called the Symbiotic range. If you're like me, you don't always have a perfect diet. I try my best to have a really healthy diet, but again, I'm always on the go. You wanna make sure you're getting all the nutrients you need for your healthy hair. Click the link, pick up Essential for Men. Of course, I have a code for you. I would never leave you guys out to dry. Ritual is offering 30% off for your first month. Scan the QR code on the screen if you want, or you can visit the link in the description. It's ritual.com/travwhite30, and you can use the code travwhite30 to claim your 30% discount. So to reiterate, you don't need hair pills, you just need a great diet, high quality multivitamin to fill any of those dietary gaps you're getting, to make sure that you're getting the best nutrients. The second area to maximize healthy hair growth is sleep. Your body views hair as a non-vital organ. And when your sleep quality suffers, your body is going to prioritize these vital organs, obviously for survival purposes. So if you're constantly getting poor sleep, then less nutrients are driven to your roots, they're prioritized elsewhere. Sleep also releases growth hormones when you're in the deep sleep stage. You have your light, your deep, and your REM sleep. When you're in the deep sleep stage, that's gonna be releasing those growth hormones. And if your deep sleep quality is suffering, you're only getting light or REM sleep, then those growth hormones are gonna be stunted a little bit, which will have a direct effect on the speed of your hair growth. So be sure you're getting good quality sleep, 8 hours per night. I'd recommend tracking your sleep with a wearable. I use a Whoop. I wear this every single day, and I track my sleep, mainly because I also use it to track my workouts and to track my recovery, but there's a ton of options you can use to track sleep. Whoop is the one I use. Wearable tech is a massive industry. You got Fitbits, Apple Watches, Garmin's, the Aura Ring. There's so many things you can use. So I'd highly recommend somehow tracking your sleep to get a clear picture of your sleep quality. The next thing, so lack of sleep also increases stress, which leads me into the third way that you should be maximizing your hair growth and your hair health, which is to minimize your stress as much as possible. Stress plays a huge role in hair growth. In fact, it can slow hair growth down significantly if you're chronically stressed. Several studies have found that chronically high cortisol levels can stunt the anagen phase of hair growth, which is a growth phase, and it's the phase that we want to stretch out for as long as possible, and it can prematurely drive your hair into the telogen phase, which is the shedding phase. So telogen effluvium is stress-induced overshedding. The good news about telogen effluvium though is that it's never gonna make you completely bald, right? You're not gonna lose more than 50% of your hair, and it's also completely reversible by managing your stress levels. This thinning is of course unrelated to genetic hair loss, which is another topic for another video and is completely different from telogen effluvium, but it's also important to note that some shedding is completely normal. Our hair growth cycles are going to cycle through anagen, catagen, and telogen phases. We shed 100 to 150 hairs per day, and it's totally normal. So if you're shedding a little bit, you don't need to needlessly stress about this normal shedding, because then you're gonna sort of get on this negative stress loop where you're stressing about shedding and then you shed more, which makes you stress about shedding, and then you shed more, which you get the picture. Unless you're noticing a lot more shedding than normal, or your hair is like visibly thinner, you're probably fine. And the best tip I can give to manage stress is to work out. And not only is this good for your overall health, but it lowers your adrenaline, it lowers your cortisol hormones, which are the stress hormones, and it releases dopamine and endorphins, which are the stress hormones like mortal enemies. This is my favorite way to reduce stress. Obviously, there's other ways to relax. You can do breathing exercises. I know the Wim Hof method is really good. Andrew Huberman has some really good breathing exercises. You can do cold plunges, you can do meditation, you can take a vacation. But the best way that I have personally found, and my personal favorite, is just to get my ass in the gym. It's gonna reduce stress as much as possible. Anyways, guys, that's all for today's video. Don't forget to check out Ritual, the link in the description, or use code TravWhite30 for 30% off your first order. If you made it this far in the video, hit me with your best stress relief tip in the comments. You know, everyone's got shit going on in their life, so get in the comment section, help each other out, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.